Hey guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. We're back. It's the second build of the whole university hype, and yeah, we're changing up this time. We're going with a little sprinkling, I say sprinkling of CC, the windows, mostly a CC. Yeah, not much on the interior CC, but the windows and the wallpapers on the top floor are CC, so that's about it. The rest is CC free, which is thumbs up. The less CC I have to link, the better. But yeah, so this one I decided we had to go British AF for a pub. When I saw these new windows and the doors that came with Discover University, I was like, those are perfect pub windows. So yeah, I had to do them. There was not an option, it just had to be done. So basically the one issue, I suppose, using these windows and doors is that your build basically has to be in multiples of 3 for them all to fit in perfectly. So that's what I had to make sure I did, which is also why I didn't use the in-game windows, because those would have actually been quite cute, but they are on 2 tiles and I would have had to make this build either 3 tiles shorter on each side or 3 tiles longer. I originally actually built this yesterday, so yeah, I started this in the evening yesterday, and I got like an hour into it and the game crashed. Yep, the game crashed. So you'll see me throughout this saving very often. You normally don't see me saving in any of my speed builds, but I literally had a timer on. I had this cube timer to help me with productivity. Like, you set a timer and you're like, how much can I get done in this time? Anyway, yeah, I was setting a timer for every 15 minutes so that I would save every 15 minutes until a certain point, and then I was just like, yeah, we're good now, I can kind of stop. But yeah, I lost probably the entire shell of the build. All the windows were on. It wasn't quite as finished as, I think it was more finished than this. It had the roof on. I was just moving a piece of roofing and it completely crashed to desktop. My recording saved itself, which it always does if you close the program down, and I was like, oh. So I deleted that footage and thought, well, let's start again. And I ended up making the build actually 3 tiles shorter on each end. And I think it worked out so much better. So thank you, game, for crashing, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have made that slight edit. But I just felt like the build looked way too big. It kind of blocked out all of the scenery of the background, and it's in a stunning location. So I didn't want to block it. It's a tall building. It's like an L shape there. And I knew I needed to make that diagonal on the corner. I love corner lots, commercial lots with corners, like the entrance on the corner. I adore. So yeah, the inspiration for this did not have a corner like that or anything, and I was like, yeah, it's being put on there. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. What I was doing here is like putting on all these detailings by Felixander onto, like, just above those new windows we got. I've put a black trim around there, and it's black marble from his Gothic set. I've put that on there to actually make it look like the downstairs is taller than it actually is. So I needed to make the windows plus the wallpaper plus the columns all fit together. They work perfectly on the medium wall height. Just a tip there, if you want to use those windows with the matching wallpaper and have it all fit seamlessly together, it has to be on the medium wall height. So I needed to keep the downstairs medium wall height, so I made the next floor up the tallest wall height and stole a bit of the exterior from that and put that black on, so it just made the downstairs look like it was that little bit taller. So I'm tricking you, I'm fooling your eye to make it think that the downstairs is taller than it actually is. So yeah, that's what I was doing. And then I've used, I think, medium height windows on the next floor up. The top floor there with the shortest windows is actually not being used in this build. I didn't need the top floor. It's actually quite a small, cozy kind of pub, but you've got everything that you could possibly need in there. It is set to a bar, and I have set it as a student hangout spot thing, so you will get cheaper food and drinks here at the pub. Yeah, so, but I decided that I wasn't gonna kind of put loads of university memorabilia all over the place. You will see that I do end up using the Foxbury like crest at the top of this build. It's not meaning it's Foxbury, it's just because it looked cute. So yeah, I'm constantly, my hardest struggle in this was probably the diagonal above. Lots of times they never have windows there, they just have like an advertisement for the pub. It says like ales and all this stuff, and I just don't have that kind of content in the game, so I couldn't make a panel which looked like it was advertising. So I was just putting several things together to kind of make them look like it kind of could be an advertisement for the pub. But yeah, that, and I just got rid of those Jungle Adventure blocks from the corners of the build. I'm so happy I got rid of those. They were just way too chunky. Even if I sized them down, they were just a little bit too fussy. So I went with these pilasters, which are just a lot simpler. They've just, my eye can like breathe and be calm, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, I'm just happy with the way this turned out. This pub is definitely much a London style pub, or I'm just gonna say not even London style, we're just gonna say any city style pub, to be quite honest. There of course would be other buildings attached to this, but you know, in The Sims you can't do things like that. I have found the townhouse shells now actually, so I could put them next to some of my builds to make them look built in, but the only problem is they look a little bit low res which is what they are. They're low resolution house shells, and I'm not too sure if they're going to look good next to one of my super detailed houses. It might just look a little bit strange. So yeah, that was one of my ideas, to do a townhouse sandwich between those shells, but I'm not too sure. I might just end up building the shells myself instead. But this is the 20 by 20 lot, and the other lots that are here in, is it Briggs Hill? I think it's Briggs Hill, the centre bit, are I think 20 by 15. Yeah, there's only 20 by 15s left. I think 3 of them. There's the one where the Pleasant twins live in. There's another one where I think it's Elderbury family. And then there's one that's a starter lot as well. I think they're all 20 by 15s. So I'm going to have to shoehorn some townhouses into those ones. Or maybe I don't do townhouses. Maybe we mix it up. I think for the next build, I'm probably going to do something for Foxbury, because you know I haven't shown them any love yet. We started off with Brightchester University, now we've gone to like a neutral territory, and then I'm going to switch over to Foxbury. We're just going to kind of dart all over the world. We're kind of not going to finish one bit at a time. Yeah, we're just going to go all over. So if there's any lot that you really, really wanted that I haven't done yet, let me know. Just a quick note, this is a pub, and I said in previous videos from a suggestion that I was going to do a speakeasy, and then I realised the speakeasy does not fit in this place whatsoever. It doesn't fit in this world, but I really, really do like the speakeasy idea, so I think once we're done with this world, and I kind of have to do another build for maybe San Myshuno, I think a speakeasy would work really well in there. I just can see some kind of weird back alley entrance into a speakeasy, so I think it's better suited in that world, so I'm gonna park that idea and save it for that world instead. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just looking forward to all the other builds that I have planned for this world. This build came together like really well, considering I'd worked on it for an hour and lost all of my progress and then had to start again. Of course, once you do something the second time round, it's so much quicker than it is to do it the first time round. So I was quite happy that I kind of already had that mapped out. lots of times I do kind of go into the game and play around with a few elements before I start building. Like, don't even attempt a build at all. I just check out a few elements. Like, I went in and checked how wide those new windows were at the bottom, and how wide the door was, things like that. And I worked out my pediment and window combination, because I've also used the Gothic trim as like an extra decorative thing between the pediment and the window, which, can I just say, I'm in love with. I'm constantly trying to think of new pediment window combos and decorations, so I was most grateful for that. I think this one, I'm just trying to look, just excuse my clickety click. I'm going to I do have a Pinterest board with all of my Brightchester ideas saved into it. It's private right now, so you guys don't get spoilers. But if you want to see, yes, that was it. If you want to see the inspiration for this, it's the Sherlock Holmes pub in London, and it should kind of give you a heads up on where I got my inspiration from. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pub in central London that is just had to be built. That was my inspiration. It doesn't look exactly like it, but we're good. So yeah, in this build I realized there is no kitchen, which you don't actually need a kitchen in we're calling this a bar, but you know, to me, like over here in the UK, a bar is something different to a pub. But for The Sims, a bar is a bar, as a pub is a bar, you know? So yeah, it's a bar. All it needs is, I think, a stereo, and it needs like a stereo, a TV. They're kind of thinking of maybe a sports bar. But yeah, we've got all of the things you could possibly require in here, and I put in the new table. I tried to use as many things from Discover University as possible, because again, this is kind of showcasing the build by items. Not so much anymore, because it's now out for all of you, and it's not early access kind of review thing anymore. But I have to say, I'm still pleasantly surprised by the pack. I still haven't got to do any gameplay. I suppose I should really do sometime, so I can give you some sort of opinion. But you probably all got the game already for yourselves, and are happily playing along. I will be doing, actually, I think I'm trying to make up my mind. I'll tell you what, I'll probably put up a poll for this actually on the community tab. I'm still very much aware that I have a 20k build challenge to release, and I have got the go ahead to do it as a choice of EPs for the winners. I was going to have 2 winners, but I thought maybe I always get a code for each expansion pack that comes out, or each new pack that comes out. So I thought maybe I could hold on to the game code that I get for the university and have that as another prize for the build challenge. So I think I'll do a poll if you want a separate giveaway, or if you want it to be a prize in the build challenge. I think I'll put a poll for that in the community tabs. Just let me know which one you prefer, and we can do that. So yeah, I'm just very happy with the way this turned out, and I'm excited to keep on showing you more. As I said, we're going to go, I think, CC free for the next one, and it's going to be a modern Foxbury build, I think, and I'm constantly still looking for all the inspiration I can get. I have, as I said, my Pinterest board. I even have a Trello board with everything linked. But yeah, I decided in this build, by the way, to not make it too run down. You know, the student, I didn't really see it exclusively as a student bar. I feel like regular people could come to this pub as well. I didn't see it as just a student place. So I kind of made it more, hey, it's got cheap drinks, but it still looks good. And it also doesn't have all of the university kind of flags and banners and all that stuff in it. Anyway, we've moved on to the interior. I did the walls and floors off camera because I'm indecisive and it takes me 5 years to decide. The paneling you see there right in front of you is by Felixander. It's part of his Tudor set, but I've used the same Discover University paneling on the outside walls to match in beautifully with those windows. I'm just like, yes, thank you. And I forgot to say in my previous video that my favorite thing from Discover University is that menu board. Oh, I like, if you compare it to a menu board that came with base game, it's so much better. So I'm going to be putting that menu board everywhere. It comes in some great swatches, like different graphics on the chalkboard, and I'm just a very big fan of it. And if I can use it in every build, I will. I'm a weirdo when it comes to like my favorite things in packs, and I have to say that that is my favorite thing in the whole Discover University expansion pack is that board. They probably spent the least amount of time on that board, but I appreciate it. It just looks super, super cute. Anyway, in this build as well, there are quite a few different kind of in-game packs used. Well, actually, I say quite a few. Predominantly Get Together. As I said in my previous video, I feel like Get Together is just Get Together and Discover University go hand in hand, and I don't think I could have finished this build without Get Together, because there's just certain things that I prefer from the Get Together than I do the Discover University, like the chairs. Oh, actually no, I used Discover University dining chairs in here, but I really liked those high back bar stools, and they have a crown on it, and the sign outside that comes with Discover University actually has a crown on it as well. So I was like, yay. So really I could have called this like the Queen's Head or something. That's what the pub would really probably be called, the Queen's Head. But you know, so that you knew exactly what you're getting, I was like, let's call this Pepper's British AF pub, just so you know, just in case you didn't quite grasp what I was going for. Definitely British. So yeah, I've probably used Get Together. I've used quite a bit of Dine Out. Like I thought in a pub you would normally have a menu. That pubs normally sell food, so you would have all that. I didn't want to put in a kitchen just for display because it just takes up space and it's unnecessary. And your Sims probably end up going into the kitchen anyway. Talking of kitchen, I've put on there a wine bottle and glasses from the kitchen set. That is the only item from the kitchen set that is actually in this build, but I just wanted that wine bottle and glasses decoration. So sorry that if you haven't got it already. Actually, I'm not sorry if you haven't got it already. Get it, download it, recommend it a lot. Yeah, that's the only item from that set that's actually in this build, but I just couldn't say no to that little decorative extra little touch to put on the tables outside. So yeah, anyway, we've moved on to the second floor. Well, actually, I'm European, it's the first floor. I know it's going to baffle you. The first one is called ground floor, this one's first floor, and this is, I was originally going to do this as maybe a private dining room, and I was like, we don't have a kitchen. Why would this be private dining? In lots of places you can have private dining as well. But I think this is like when they have a party, you'd maybe rent out this back room because it's by itself. But on a day-to-day basis, it's just for regular people here playing ping pong and sitting down relaxing. I decided that the downstairs was more for like drinking and eating, and the upstairs is a bit more chill and recreational. So you've got the ping pong table and it's just sofas upstairs, no tables. So yeah, eating downstairs kind of more, and chilling and playing games upstairs. I do end up putting some like foosball tables in into the main space, and then I managed to put in a fireplace as well into the main area. But again, on the walls is Tudor paneling by Felixander. I just love the combo of that. That room I think is my favorite room in the whole build. The paneling looks amazing on the wall. Just the whole cozy vibe, and getting to use the Georgian shutters as well on the windows. I was just like, oh, kill me now, I'm dead. I think I killed myself because I just loved it, to be quite sorry. I don't know if it always sounds weird if I'm like, oh, I'm in love with this and I'm in love with that and I'm talking about my own stuff, but if you don't like your own stuff, you know, no one else can. So yeah, we're just doing this main space now. My favourite bit about this part is that I end up doing a gallery wall that you'll see in a little bit above that sofa there. Oh yeah, and also I put in a karaoke machine into that private room, so your Sims can go there and do a karaoke. I saw that kind of like, almost like that's the room where all the students go to be quite honest. In my head, that's what I thought. And I think I ended up putting in a jukebox. So there's no speakers in that room, just the jukebox. So you can have different music in there than you can the rest of the place. I've put these speakers on the wall everywhere, and I think they're like pop or something. So the rest of the place is pop, and then in that back room there, you've got your own jukebox, so you can play whatever music you like. But yeah, and also I made sure to put a pretty disgusting carpet on the floor. I put this wood throughout downstairs and this main room, but I felt like just to make that back room seem like it was a completely different thing in its own entity, I thought I'd change up the flooring in there and do a carpet instead. Yes, the pubs over here do have carpet as well. They can be carpet or they could be wood. I think it can be anything else. Never seen a tiled pub, I've got to say. Oh, a country pub could be tiled. Could also just be concrete on the floor. Yeah, but this is London, so yeah, wood or carpet normally in a pub. And yeah, the carpets are normally like weird patterns, not so good. That one there that I've put on the floor comes from City Living, and it's like the extra dirty, grotty version of the base game carpet, because, you know, we love a bit of dirt in here. After this was done as well, I went in and put in some decals, some cracks and some like dirt marks and stuff onto the walls just to make it not so perfect, which actually brought it to life even more. I'm just finding lately in this build and the previous one that just putting those tiny little finishing touches on just take it to a whole different other level than it was before. So in this one it was the cracks and the dirt on the wall that brought it to life for me, and in the previous build it was like the clutter and the posters and stuff on the wall that brought it to me. Anyway, so yeah, we're just finishing off with the toilets. Toilets, and I haven't put a whole load of candles in this build. Warning, there isn't a lot. But yeah, anyway, we are about to go into the screenshots. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and I will be back in 2 days' time with the next build because we are keeping this train moving. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.